folks, Jason Ballas with OutdoorProductReview.com. Welcome back for another review. Today we're going to be doing a crossbow review on the new Barnett Ghost 410. You guys have seen me do a lot of Barnett crossbow reviews over the years, and I tell you what, they have never let me down. It is a great crossbow all around. I'm excited to get take a look at this. As once again, like I've always said, is that Barnett really goes all out with their packaging. We got multiple cameras set up today, so I'm going to show you you'll see some different views while we're putting this thing together. But the one thing I do when I do the reviews on these crossbows is I like to show you guys how to put them together, because some of them don't come assembled. And it's not really that hard, but it's always nice to have something to go back against to look. The complete kit, so everything you need to go out and shoot a crossbow. It has arrows and everything in it, your scope, all of that type stuff. And the Ghost 410, the reason why it's called the Ghost 410 is because it's 410 feet per second. All right, so you cut the tape out on the sides of the box, and then all you have to do is there's a sleeve that goes over the top here. You pull the sleeve off, all right, and then you have your packaging. You know, I always like to keep these because when I store them in the boxes apart, just because it's easy, because we're always moving around. But this is a ready-to-hunt kit. 410 feet per second, delivering almost 150 pounds of kinetic energy, which is quite a bit. Turn it over, and everything is in here. You got your bolts, you have all your paperwork. You got your scope here. The cool thing, Barnett's crossbows always come packaged really nice, right? You got the main stock of the crossbow here. It has your rail, and this thing is super light. A recoil pad here that you can adhere to the back of the stock here. So I'll show this. So you could change the stock that you have and put a recoil pad in there. You know, the Ghost 410 hardly had any recoil, and I don't foresee this having it, but this will actually allow you to lengthen that eye relief up for your scope. So you can put that on the back there. Comes with all kinds of good goodies. All right, it's got a new arrow retainer clip, if you will, so if you shoot out through this one, you can put this on there. Oh, and this one actually has a shoulder strap. So, you know, you can put it on the bottom here because I'm sure, yep, it clips into like where your slings would go on a rifle. So you could use it like a shoulder strap. That's something pretty nice. Of course, then it comes with all the other tools that you're going to need to assemble the crossbow. And in the bottom here, you have your carbon light riser. This thing hardly weighs anything at all. All right, and this is what's going to give the power. It's got a shoot-through foot stirrup here on the bottom. So some of the older crossbows you had to install the stirrup on. This one's a full, complete unit. Barnett crossbows has really done a lot over the last few years, and this one's all full carbon. It's really cool because one of the things with crossbows is they're really heavy sometimes. Some of the other crossbows I've reviewed are pretty heavy. Barnett has been the exception. They're definitely nice and light, giving the overall crossbow, when it's assembled, a 7.2 pounds, which is super light. And most of your bows, when they're fully set up, you're talking 9 pounds. So if you're carrying this, it's like carrying a regular bow through the woods. And I think you guys can appreciate that fact of the lightness. Last thing in the box here is a nice quiver. Sort of gives it that carbon feel. So let's go ahead and let's get this box out of the way. Okay, let's just cover the stock real quick. Some of the things Barnett's come out with recently is they have their sort of like handguard, if you will, and they have a flange on each side of the riser that keeps you from putting your fingers up over the top where that string might hit it. I've seen a lot of people where they've hit the tops of their hands and just taken off skin. So they have that, so if you feel like you need to hold it underneath, your fingers won't get in the way. So you can see the flange sitting here. You have your arrow retaining spring here, which we have an extra one in case you shoot it so much that you shoot that out. So that's really nice. And the other thing I told you guys I like is the safety. Barnett's big on safety, and when you cock the crossbow, it'll actually lock it into a safe position. You never want to have a crossbow where you cock it back and then you have to manually put it on safe. I like that they have all the safety aspects into this crossbow. And Barnett's been, you know, fabulous with that, and all the past models that I've reviewed. They do have it adaptable to where you could take off both of these little pads on the side and get their rope cocking device, and that's a great thing. So if you don't want to have to actually cock it by the traditional rope cocking device here, you can do it with the crank. They have a crank that goes on there, and it works really, really well. Especially if a person's disabled and they're having a hard time being able to crank a crossbow, they can use that crank, and it works really nice. This is all plastic on the side, so it's nice so you can cover it up and you don't have that big gaping hole in the back. Full carbon technology throughout, which is just really reduces the overall weight, and I like that. Barnett, once again, is just awesome at the products that they make. You can definitely tell the machining is quality. They have an underslung rail where your quiver goes. You can put a light on there. It's like a Picatinny, just like for your scope. Okay, so assembling the crossbow is pretty simple here. I'm gonna sort of scoot to the side. I have two cameras set up, so we'll be able to get the look at that. All right, so you take the stock and you put it through, then take the point of the stock and sort of angle it back down towards you. So you're basically causing the string on the top to flex. So even if it's going in at an angle, you get it set to where it goes right in. And then you just turn it over. Turn it over, and you can push it down and it locks in. And it doesn't so much lock in, but it aligns itself. So while you have it there, you take the Allen wrench and the bolt with the washer. You always want to make sure you have the washer. So you pick this up so it's all matching, right? And you take your Allen wrench, you move this up. There's a lot of tension on that line. But you never want to strip it, so the way I always start is I go left until it clicks in, like you're loosening it. Then tighten it down. Alright, so it says only hand tighten. Use the wrench that's provided and only hand tighten it. And after about 20 shots, you should retighten it again just in case it's loosened up. So there you go. So there we go. It's all complete. Everything's put together. Nice and secure. The cables are in the cable slide down here, and your string's across the top of the rail. Next thing we want to do is just put on the scope. And this is pretty simple. It's got the Picatinny rail here with the Leopold mounts. You just loosen them just like you do a regular rifle scope, or just like any of the other reviews that I've done on crossbows you guys have seen. And one thing that I must mention is that sometimes the little slots on the bottom of the rail don't match up. So you'll actually have to move either forward or backward the Leopold mounts that you're using, or on your rifles or anything. It's the same concept. And there the crossbow is all put together. Only thing missing is putting on the quiver on the bottom of the crossbow. Definitely a lot easier to set up than some of the other crossbows. Nice light weight to it. Overall, the feeling, it's right there. Got a good reticle. You can move the scope depending on what your eye adjustment is. If you put the extended recoil pad on there, you're going to get a little bit more. Really, really nice. Nice and carbon light. That's what I'm telling you. 7.2 pounds or something. And really, really light. You know, Barnett, every crossbow they come out with is unique and really different. You know, the 410 had its own things. The Ghost 400 had its own things. A little shorter. You know, it's a 185 pound crossbow. The power stroke is like 15 3/7 or something like that. It's 15.375. So it's a nice long rail to allow that arrow and that bolt to travel down. You're going to gain more speed. You're going to gain a lot of stuff. They got this foot stirrup here, sort of shoot through foot stirrup. So when we do the draw test on it, when I pull it back and show you guys how we're drawing it, we'll put our foot on here and draw it and then put the bolt in. And I think you guys are pretty impressed. You know, it's Ghost 410, so 410 feet per second. So we'll shoot it through the chronograph and we'll see what kind of speed we're going to get with it. So we're going to draw the crossbow back. What we're going to do on this is we're going to take, I like to put, so these hooks are underneath here. There's a notch in the back where your string goes through. It goes all the way to the bow. There's a notch here in the back where your rope goes, right behind the, it's actually part of the stock. And then I just pull straight up and back, and it clicks. And I just make sure, I always do that, and then you come off the tension and your bow's cocked. So your crossbow is ready to be shot now. So I want to see what kind of speed we're getting out of this thing. And you know, I look forward to it. The one thing, like I told you, it's on safe. It always turns itself to safe when you cock the crossbow, and that's something I really like. Keep your fingers straight, not the trigger always. But let's go ahead and shoot this thing through the chronograph, see what kind of speed we're getting. Take it off safe. .397 feet per second. All right, so there you go, 397 feet per second, which is smoking fast. Super smoking fast. There was no recoil on the shot at all. I mean, you know, for being a carbon bow, weighing hardly anything, it really shot nice. Noise-wise, you know, you're shooting 397 feet per second. It wasn't very loud at all. I mean, matter of fact, some of the compound bows I've shot are actually even louder. Great overall aspect of this crossbow. I mean, this thing is really cool. If you guys get a chance, go out and shoot one. I don't know if you have a pro shop near you. You can go to the Barnett's website and look for pro shops near you, and I'm sure they'd be more than happy to let you shoot it before you buy it. But it's a great crossbow. I'll tell you, I've been reviewing Barnett for quite a few years, and they do nothing but cease to amaze me. I mean, it's just the technology they put in these crossbows are really cool. Comes through full carbon, super light. You know, a lot of people out east, and especially North Carolina, I did a lot of hunting in North Carolina for a lot of years. There are a lot of used crossbows during archery season, and you know, it just makes it that much easier. You can actually probably cock this crossbow in a tree stand with no issues. Always wear your safety harness, of course. If you want a crossbow that shoots, you know, 400 feet per second, this is going to be your crossbow choice. Anyway, I'll tell you, the Ghost 410, it gets a thumbs up from productreview.com. And make sure you guys come over and like our Facebook page. We might even be able to give one of these away this year because we're really building our audience. We've got a lot of great prizes for everyone. So for outdoor product review, Ghost 410 gets a thumbs up, a 10 out of 10, a 410 out of 410. Great crossbow all around. Barnett guys are really knowing what they're doing, and they keep coming out with really cool stuff that's great for us who like to get out there and shoot either just for fun or go hunting with. This thing would definitely do damage on a big water buffalo. I don't see a problem with that. So guys, get over, once again, like our Facebook site, and go check our main page out. We got over 4 million people visit us last year, and you can be the next. So for Outdoor Product Review, I'm Jason Ballas. We'll see you guys on our next review.